Hey fans of Corbett, I want to give you an update on how he's doing lately. Thank you so much for following his story. You can see he's playing with his friends. He's off leash. We're on a little hike. Not a big hike. Whoa! I'm really glad they didn't hit my legs there. Of course, Raven's gonna regulate it. She's like, don't get too crazy, guys. Don't get too crazy now. All right, easy. Good boys. So he's playing right now with a dog named Simon. Simon is boarding with us, and they're just really friendly with each other because they're both really silly. And unlike my dogs, fighting over a stick right now, they have a great play style, and you can see Corbett, he has a great wrestle style, and he's very engaging and friendly in his play. And I noticed his social interests are really the best tool for me to use. I've been utilizing those with tons of his training topics, and it's really super effective. Here are some things that his social personality have helped me with. Number one is this. Being able to go out and be off leash. I definitely could not be doing this just by myself. Right now, he's not that motivated to stay with even me, even though he loves me. But people are just not his, he's like more interested in going and exploring and being independent. He doesn't really understand like, hey, actually playing in the street is not really a good thing. The thing is, who knows his history? Who knows if he ever was walked on a leash with anyone before? Who knows? Just who knows? But when he's with friends, then he wants to stick with the friends. So I always use, like, for instance, this morning when we were headed to this hike, everyone goes about 3 feet from my gate on my front porch to the van. It's literally 3 feet, and they just jump in the van. Well, he decided not to jump in the van with everyone. He just went into the street, which was absolutely my mistake. I just assumed it's 3 feet. He loves his friends, he'll just jump in. But I figured out he did that because he's gone walking with walkers so often, and of course they just go walking on the sidewalk. So he beelined it in that direction. And my neighbors probably thought I was totally crazy because when he did that, I didn't run after him because I knew exactly what was going to happen. I mean, I advanced a little bit and he started going the other way. And I'm like, you know what? If I keep doing this alone, it's just not going to work. And, that could be bad. So I ran back in my house, right? If people were watching, they're like, why is she going back in the house? But I ran to get Raven. I knew if I put Raven on a leash, that would be the thing that brings him back to me. And as soon as I advanced towards him with Raven, he came right back to us. So that's his thing. And so he's learned potty training because of all his buddies at my house. And we've, it hasn't been, people always interpret, for God knows why, when I say things, they assume it's super simple the way, because of how I describe it, but then they assume in a practical way that it's super simple. No, I have moderated the way that I have other dogs take him outside. Every single time I let him go outside. And it's been very conscious and purposeful about I want him to follow Jonah out at night when Jonah always goes out before bed. He goes out around late. It's the last thing we do before bed is Jonah needs to go out. And so I've made sure that Corbett goes out with Jonah because I know Jonah's going to poop and I know he's going to pee. So if Corbett has to go before bed, that's his time because he's going to want to pee where Jonah pees. They always have contests like you'll see right now. Corbett just peed. Now Jonah's going to pee on top of it. And vice versa. They have this thing going. And really, Corbett will pee on anybody's pee, even Raven's or whoever. And when he sees another dog taking the time to poop out there, he will be like, all right, yeah, it's time to poop. So that has been fabulous. He did have 2 accidents on his day of neutering, but I'm assuming it's because the whole day until I got home, probably he didn't have anyone take him out to the bathroom. So I think that was just, you know, a mistake. And other than that, he's been doing really well. There are some accidents once in a while. There hasn't been a poop accident in a really long time, though. Well, I say really long. It's been like a week. But I'm really proud of him. And for peeing, same thing. It's just very much reduced. I can't put a belly band on him. Those are the little diapers right now because he's healing from being neutered, which I know he's supposed to be at my house for like 2 weeks and not doing anything after a neuter. But yeah, it is what it is. I had to take everyone else out. Didn't want to leave him home alone at this point because I don't know what he's going to do, how upset he's going to be. He knows that the fun is when I take the other dogs somewhere. So, you know, that is a challenge, having multiple dogs. But I don't want to leave him out right now. But I'm just making sure that everyone's doing well. Also, Raven, she's still, in her 12th week of hip replacement recovery. So anyway, so yeah, that and what else? Clearly coming out and being off leash. We've done this now. This is his second time. We haven't done it that much because the first time that I let them off leash, I can't remember what sparked it. Oh, you guys saw, or I shared the video on social media or somewhere where I think my dog sparked up. Now I can't remember, but there was kind of a 3-way tussle that was really just a mistake. It was like a misunderstanding. And they got some bite boo-boos, nothing serious. So, you know, I took a little break from that. Just wanted to sort some things out about, mostly about jealousy with the 3 boys, the 3 pit bull boys. Jonah's a pit bull mix, but, they're all tough, strong guys. I didn't want them to continue feeling as kind of worried about having mom time, as like Jonah was. Jonah had been, and still is, feeling very sensitive about like, who is this guy? He's taking up mom's time. So I've been making sure to get back in the routine of Jonah's cuddle time at night, which when Raven's asleep and Wally's asleep, Jonah and I have always cuddled. And that's when I give him his massages and stuff. And that's our special time together. So I know Jonah was super jealous of me focusing on Corbett at that time, and he wasn't getting that. And yes, dogs need these things. Like, honestly, people don't realize or understand or take the time to give energy to these things. But, you know, dogs have feelings about all these things, just like a kid would, right? They like their routines. They need their needs met. And then if another dog interrupts that happening, they're going to get upset about it. Most people don't see the signs the way I see it happening, but I can tell just by the look on Jonah's face. So, you know, I've been working on that with Wally, Jonah, and Corbett so that they all feel like friends and not competitors. And I do that too in a very subtle way of like, if I'm petting 2 of them and I see on one's face that they're feeling insecure, then I'll direct the attention in those few seconds toward that dog until they're feeling comfortable again. And then when they're feeling comfortable, I'll start petting gently the other dog, or even just put my hand on the other dog and then give more attention to the jealous dog and just let them know, like, I can touch the other dog, I can pet the other dog, and you're still getting what you need. So you really don't have to be upset. And it sounds silly, I'm sure, but I'm telling you, these little things, these little details, and the way you can work your energies and like conduct the energy flow between the dogs in a very micro, very nuanced, very attentive way. It shifts everything in dog relationships. So lately, actually last night even, I saw some really great signs. So Jonah even licked Corbett. And like now when Corbett gets on the sofa, and they're already laying there, Jonah and Wally, they're not giving him a hard time. They're more accepting of him coming up to cuddle with them. And I'm seeing a lot of changes that are wonderful. So, using that friendship is going to be beneficial to his personal growth in a continued way. So some things that have come up that I need to work on with him big time. I've noticed when he gets on a scent, he pulls really hard, and he got weighed at the vet. He weighs 70 pounds, and it's 70 very strong muscular pounds. So, I mean, when he pulls, it is not pleasant. So I did sew him a harness that's like a no-pull harness for walking. I haven't tested it on him. I know it fits him because he was my little model as I was making it. But yeah, I'm going to test it and make sure it works to have him stop pulling. It's also when he's out with another dog, I'm noticing he's gaining more and more confidence over time. And then he's gaining more excitement over time. And he pulls a lot out of excitement when he's walking with another dog. So yeah, we need to work on that. The other thing I noticed, even though he's been out with a male walker a bunch of times now, when this guy came over yesterday, he was already on the porch. And so when I opened the main door, Corbett could see through the glass door that the guy was there, and he was like very close already. And Corbett went very much like, who the heck are you? He was very on the defensive. And, it's very, very clear to me, a man has hurt him in the past, for sure. Like, men have been scary to him, hurt him potentially. Definitely. The way he cowers, I can see it. And so he really, he has reactions that we're going to work on. I haven't taken him to a dog park yet because I want to make sure everything is cool, and I want to make sure that his hormones are all worked out in his system, which takes 2 to 3 months after a neuter, so that he doesn't try to hump anyone, or mostly, neutering. It's all about the impact that it has on other dogs. Other people always think, oh, why should I neuter my dog? I'm fine with him not being neutered. Why should I neuter my dog? Like, when we go to a dog park, he doesn't do anything. He's a nice dog. Yeah, I know. And by the way, if you listen to my rants, you might have heard this one before. But yeah, that might be true. However, everybody else in the dog parks knows your dog is not fixed, and it changes the dynamics, especially with other boys. And, it's just other dogs change their behavior because of that one dog that's not fixed. And so I don't want anything going down that could harm his reputation or, his track record, or bring up something behaviorally that wouldn't be positive for him or anyone else. So I'm going to take my time in doing that right now. I've been exposing him to lots of women. He's met lots of women. And right now, so far, just his walker. And I'm kind of also waiting for him to feel really comfortable with his walker. That he'll go up to him and get petted and just, not be nervous. And we're not there yet. It's going to take a lot more time. So, but in the future, I'll find opportunities at dog parks to expose him to nice men, and we'll improve on that, in good time. What else? Well, his confidence is so much different. So you may have seen that my dogs were playing with a ball, because late at night they tend to, want to play fetch in the living room, play with balls. And he was terrified. The first time we did that, he ran away and hid in one of the bedrooms. So little by little, the second time I brought it out, if you saw on Instagram, he was curious about it. He was like observing. He was still nervous. He was still doing these like head movements like, ooh, I don't know about this thing. But he didn't go into a different room. And then a third night we played, and he was actually getting playful. Speaking of which, one huge thing that's happened, which is like, well, 2 things that have happened. Every morning, almost, he goes, oh, like, he does this like howl, and it's very cute. And it shows that he's excited. He's like happy. He's happy to see his friends. He's happy to be alive. And he also wags his tail now. Like, he shows that he's excited. He shows that he's feeling positive. And that's a wonderful thing to see. And he also did a play bow to my dogs. If you know what that looks like, most people do. But, you know, a bow to another dog to initiate play. He's... Raven, that's enough. I'm making a video. She always tries to regulate play so it doesn't get too crazy. Thank you, Raven. So he did a play bow with my dogs, which was a big deal because until then, like, things were, you know, they were figuring it out. And also, he did a little body bump to Jonah to play with him. And then, as soon as Simon came over, for whatever reason, like, the two of them just really vibed together. Like, they're both very silly, very wrestly. You know, they just hit it off right away. Probably because they're both, like, you know, they both perceive themselves as guests, you know, not the originals in the household. So, you know, they're more relaxed with each other. And I love seeing it because it's really allowing Corbett to kind of let out his playful side without having to be nervous about it. To know that he's with someone who's not in competition with him over anything. And it's been really wonderful to have a playmate over. So I guess, is that everything? Might be most things. Thanks for tuning in. Thank you for supporting Corbett in his journey. Again, right now, most of the money has really just gone to his food, his outfits, his medical care, his neuter, which costs like, what was it, like $400 or $500. The original vet appointment was like $1,200. I got him a coat, which he's wearing, and a harness, and a sweater, and, you know, food for him, and just all the normal things that a new dog would need. So far, I've been doing all the behavioral stuff myself, but at some point, when it comes to more nuanced things that, you know, maybe I don't have as much time for, then I'll hire people to help. But he has 2 walkers right now, so he goes out 4 times a week, 2 with the man I told you about, and that's really just a normal walk where I'm hoping he becomes friends with a man. And then the other walk is with a woman who has tons of experience with animals, and she is familiar with some behavioral stuff. And she was like an animal control officer. I think she was a vet tech. You know, she has experience. So, yeah. So those are the basics of what he needs right now. And seeing whatever develops, I'll pick specialists to work with him and to give him more specialized experiences. I would like to get him a massage, which might sound silly, but a dog that was as nervous as him, I want him to, you know, experience a new person again, to touch him and stretch him, and have him be vulnerable, you know, and learn that it's okay. So it's a massage therapist that was working with Raven for a long time, so I'm really excited for that for him. I am also curious for her to examine his shoulders and to see, because, you know, it's not a severe thing, but there was something going on. There is something going on. It may just be something that's going to heal on its own now that he's not running the streets all the time. But, you know, we'll see. And I'm curious to hear what she says. She's helped Raven a lot and observed Raven's hip issues over time. So I trust her. And also I want to take him to things like maybe an agility place, like an indoor agility place, just so he can, like, open a door to like a new possibility, but also be in a facility, like an indoor place, and maybe meet other dogs and other people and be in an unfamiliar environment, and to see that he can meet new people for a short amount of time and that they're nice. So, you know, it's a much more controlled environment than a dog park, and etc. You know, when he's ready, I'll take him to do more experiences. Also, he made friends with the people at the pet supply store, and I'm going to bring him there again so he can remember walking in there. He was very, very nervous when he first went in, so it's time for a second try. Anyway, that's it. Thanks so much for supporting him and for motivating me, for all your kind messages, for sending money to support me caring for him. It really, really, really helps big time. And that's it. Bye.